Hello, my name is Andrea Sheely, and I am going to be comparing two handbooks, particularly the safety portion of the handbooks. So the first handbook comes from a skilled nursing facility from Pride Therapy and Living, and the second handbook is also from a skilled nursing facility called Evergreen Retirement Community. So one thing I noticed right off the bat while beginning the review of the handbook is that there was a noticeably large difference in the size for the safety portion. The Evergreen handbook had a significantly smaller portion for their safety, while the Pride handbook had a lot more detail that increased its size. So comparing both of the facilities, one of the major things that was listed in both handbooks was that all accidents needed to be reported as soon as possible. And both handbooks also report that if accidents were not reported right away, that there would be disciplinary action taken. However, neither of the handbooks mention what type of disciplinary action would be taken in that course. So I just felt like maybe they could follow up a little bit on what the standards and procedures are. So then the second comparison that I felt was kind of significant was that both handbooks require employees to know where the fire extinguisher is. I found that weird that that was in both handbooks, and I definitely think it's more research could be done to see if that is a dividing factor that has to be in every employee safety handbook. So in contrast, like I mentioned earlier, Pride's handbook was a little bit more specific in the details. And some of the details that were given in the Pride handbook included cleaning up spills immediately after they occurred. Another one was that it requires employees to post oxygen in use signs whenever oxygen signs were needed. Whenever the patient was using oxygen in a room, the sign must be posted. However, compared to the Evergreen handbook, it was very vague. It mentioned that employees must follow rules, but didn't always vocalize or establish what those rules were. So one thing I did like about the Pride handbook that did not occur in the Evergreen handbook was that the Pride handbook very specifically mentioned that safety was not only the priority of the employee, but it was also the employer's responsibility. I think that it's important as an employer to make sure that your employees feel like they're sharing this responsibility, that safety is on everyone, and yes, you're going to be held accountable as an employee, but also that we're going to provide you with what you need to be safe. So I thought that was a very significant part of their safety handbook. By sharing that responsibility, the employees felt supported. So Evergreen did not mention anything about the employer being responsible for the safety, and they also had a very limited discussion about any type of training. So the Pride handbook specifically reports that their facility is a no-lift facility. The Evergreen handbook encourages employees to use proper safety procedures, however, does not say exactly what they are for lifting. The Pride handbook also tells employees that they will provide training for lifting if lifting is for some reason absolutely necessary. Evergreen does not do this. They just kind of leave the employee a little bit almost out high and dry. For example, what if you have a new CNA and they don't know exactly what the proper safety procedures is for lifting, and they're not listed, and there's no resources to find exactly what the proper safety procedure is. So I felt like that was a significant detail that Pride definitely stepped up their game on making sure that the employees knew they were a non-lift facility, and if they did need to lift, then training would be provided. So I find it very interesting that these two facilities took different approaches One, Pride was very, very specific, and then Evergreen was very vague. And I felt like that was just a very interesting concept because I don't know if Evergreen was trying to leave some wiggle room just because, you know, legal wise to see where things go, but to encourage their employees to use common sense during safety standards. Whereas maybe Pride had very specific examples of things that did occur, and they wanted to make sure that their employees knew what was a do and don't in the safety procedures. I thank you for watching my video. Have a great day.